You know, has definitely been watching that game against, or definitely watched that game that Famicom had against Pooh there as well, and seeing how he can exploit those weaknesses that Famicom definitely did have there. Maybe, you know, that Tian Lang or monsters alike. But we are getting the final game here.
That's right, dude. The finals. The first match of a potentially five-match set. We'll see in this best of five here. Sphynx versus Famicom. The pre-bans are out. Shiho's down there, and so is Vendan.
Interesting to see that Famicom is pre-banned the Venton there, as he does have first pick available, so it's probably going for that Dark Monkey in the first pick. Now, that is a monster that they do share, and, you know, Dark Monkey and Venton are probably the two strongest AoE crowd control monsters currently in the game. So, you know, pre-banning one of them, taking the other, seems like a pretty solid plan to me.
Oh, and it all comes back to the water and Nosuke. I'm not sold on him, but you know what? Your mileage may vary, and hopefully Sphinx's will too.
Yeah, definitely. The Water Inosuke as well as the Chakra. So two AoE buff removers that Sphynx is picking up here in his first two picks. So taking a lot of those away from Famicom. Also, the Water Monkey is in the pre-ban. So some of these, you know, fast monsters, especially ones that do buff remove, have already been taken away. So he's going for the Sierra and a Light Twin Angels, which is quite cool.
Oh, that is cool. Yeah, it's not something we always get to see out there.
But that is also something that is probably slower than the Water Inosuke. So you're looking at getting outsped right now. But Sphynx, you know, picking up this trusted pattern here, looking to just cut in, you know, just in case he doesn't get that turn one. He now has a pattern to cut in as well as Monkey for those incidental revenge stuns.
I love the Xingshi. I've already talked at length about why, but that's 24 speed lead in addition to those counterattacks. Counterattacks can come in real clutch up against something like the Light Twin Angels. Less so against the Dark Monkey King though, but I'm wondering if I wonder what Sphynx has in store for that rather.
Yeah, as you mentioned, the 24 speed is, opens up so many options for the Xingqiu here as well, because now Sphynx actually has a double speed in his draft. So he could even pivot to something like a Sonya in the last pick, you know, if that situation allowed for it. Probably not in this case. By the way, you know, you could still go for some speed threats ultimately in that final pick. But he's going for that Dark Demon. We saw that Dark Demon was in his most banned. Not in the most picked, but in the most banned. So that means every time that monster is picked, it's usually getting banned.
And this time might be no different. He is just so difficult to play around. And I really respect that in damage dealing units that make you think about the game differently. You know, it's not as plain and simple as just taking him out, you know, because he's going to come back. And then he sets off a chain reaction of revives that apparently Famicom is just not ready to deal with.
Yeah, well, he might. The only time he doesn't come back is if he's getting reset. And I was going to say there is a potential reset on the side of Famicom with that Light Twin Angel skill too. So Sphynx, you know, does get rid of that, and Famicom doesn't want to take the risk if his Light Twins do get banned out. It's a really tough situation going up against that Beelzebub. So wisely does ban that out.
Yeah, that was well played in the pick ban phase. Let's see how this goes, guys. We're getting into round one right now. The Water Renosuke taking turn ones, hopefully setting up for the Chakra.
Water Renosuke getting the turn one. Yeah, there's setup for the Chakra. Could set up the defense pick as well. But is it going to be enough damage? I believe Famicom Sierra is quite tanky. But that Monkey is fast too. So his whole team is actually following up. I think something is dropping from Famicom's side here.
Yeah, it's all right there. Wow, he gets it. Now here comes the Chakra. Let's see how much damage this does here, Topa.
I mean, with the branding, surely, and the Monkey and the Patter, surely this Sierra is going to go down. It's going to be really difficult for Famicom to win. Well, but if he actually throws everything in the Sierra, he's not putting up immunity with the Patter. So maybe there's a chance with the Dark Monkey then, but actually he doesn't even need the Patter damage. Most likely as the Monkey with the skill 2 is enough.
Right? It looks like enough, and you see all this estimation that's going on, chat, right? Sphynx taking his time. Oh, it's not quite enough. He's got it. Now he's got to make a choice. All that estimation was figuring out whether or not he had enough damage to take it down, because Seimei is going to heal it if he doesn't.
Okay, that is a interesting decision from Famicom there. Just going for a skill 1 stun on the Monkey.
You should have skilled 3. You definitely should have skilled 3.
Yeah, it applies the cleanse block as well. So even if the Patter were the violent proc, it couldn't actually cleanse the stuns or the defense break off the monsters. So I think there's definitely, you know, maybe he ran out of time there, but oh my goodness, he is not getting the RNG right now either. Revives the Sierra, but the bomb does not connect. And now with the Bayek here, goes for the silence on the Patter. But it would be getting cleansed if it were to be stunned by this Dark Monkey here.
Yeah, interesting. Maybe he saw the future and he was trying to set up for the silence, but like, yeah, I don't know. I would have skill 3'd there with the monkey, because then you could have potentially capitalized on that in this time. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. It might not be the defining feature of this game. Sphynx has a pretty good hold on it. We'll see.
Yeah, I think you absolutely had the skill 3 there, because the pattern was actually forced to S1 the Sierra anyways, because if he doesn't, oh my goodness, this bike does so much damage. I think Famicom is actually in a very good position here now. That bike's doing so much damage, it's absolutely deleted the pattern off the field. And now the monkey with the skill 3 is going to put a lock on Sphynx's team here.
Now he can do it. Now he can do it safely, and he might have just dug himself out of that hole with that 22% right there.
Yeah, that bike is putting in work. It also has very low cooldown, so after getting that violent proc, if it procs again, it has skill 3 available again. Or if Save Me were the proc and refresh, it would have that as well. But now there's another silence coming through, likely going on that Xingqiu, so it doesn't get that cycling from the turn 2.
The bike's just got that disruption that you need in skill 2, and he's got the high potency skill 3. What a great monster. I mean, we're really seeing it shine here. So he's thinking about spreading around the crowd control. He's not eager to get rid of the monkey. It's silence. There's not a whole lot it can do, and it's on cooldown regardless.
Yeah, really not caring about this monkey, just hitting other monsters, not even getting revenge by the monkey. So monkey is kind of sitting on the sidelines here, not really doing a whole lot, while his brother, the Dark Monkey here, is doing quite a bit of work with those stunts and the violent procs.
And now this is the situation that Sphynx was measuring before, where he's like, okay, I think Seimei is going to get a lot of value out of this if I use it. And I think that might be the case unless he gets it. There's no way this kills. So yeah, Seimei is probably going to be healing up her team based off all these debuffs.
Who is the Chakra? I love this play. I was going to say, I think the play is to revive the Sierra, go for the skill 3, attack bar pushback, because this guarantees that your bike is moving in front. Oh my goodness, no. Is it going to
If he can crit, he might actually... If he can crit, he could make something happen here. You have to rip the skill 2 and go for it. No crit. The heal from the Seimei comes out, and he has skill 3 available.
The bike is going to be healed nearly to full HP, but I love that play coming out of Famicom. He's actually recognized that the Chakra is probably outspeeding his bike. And if that's the case, the bike drops there. Bike dies for sure. So he goes for the revive onto the Sierra for the skill 3 attack bar pushback that it now has. And, you know, it is enough to make the Chakra move after the bike. But I don't know if it's enough for him to win the game here.
Yeah, this is looking pretty tough right now. He can cycle into this, do a big skill 2 if he wants. Again, you know, you got to watch out for the heals. Can it confirm? It does kill the Bayek.
And stuns both the other monsters, so very good crowd control coming out of there. But now, I mean, it's still not over, because, oh my, okay, he's getting a lot of debuffs. But all those debuffs are going to be heals that Seimei is going to be putting out there.
Oh my god, it is not over. Every time I think that one player is taking the lead, the other one takes it right back. Sphynx has a really good moment here.
Oh, and he has skill 2 available once again. Is that enough to kill the monkey? He goes for the skill 1. But the Water Nizuke moves now. I think it will be enough to take out this monkey here.
So he's playing it safe here. He's really trying not to add up more. But the Seimei procs into skill 2. She doesn't have bomb. Oh my god, he's safe.
Why did he revive Sierra now? Why did he revive Sierra?
Did he think she had bomb?
I don't know, but I think you just... Wait, but the monkey survives. No, but the monkey's not going to live here, though. The skill 2 is going to be enough damage.
This kills. This kills 100%. Sphynx has taken and lost control of this game more times than I can count. More times than I can count, Topa. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah, well, I guess ultimately maybe it didn't really matter, because I think if I were him, I would have made skill 2 the monkey, is, you know, expecting that it would have. Well, actually it's kind of hard, because then Sphynx probably doesn't hit it. Yeah, maybe. I mean, Sierra's definitely not the revive. That's not the revive. Like, you only get a skill 1. The Bayek would have been a better revive, right? Because then you had skill 2 available on the Bayek, and you could have silenced something also, but probably would have done more damage. By the way, as played, Sphynx will be taking the win here with that Chakra skill 2. And the lead.
That was a roller coaster of a game. It's going to be a fascinating highlight reel when it comes back around too.
Oh, for sure. And I think Famicom had a couple of questionable plays there. You know, he held that monkey skill to return one. I really would like to see him use that. But I guess it kind of worked out for him in the end because he got a very nice skill 3 later on. But, I think, yeah, either way, moving on to game two
I
here,
can't believe that was the same game, by the way. When you called back to that, I was like, oh, that was like, that was all one game. There were so many decisions that I'd forgotten about. Because, yeah, that skill 3, I still would have used it. I ended up seeing the vision of what he was doing, but I feel like he kind of had to get lucky to get that perfect vision. But anyway, yeah, like you said, here we go. The pre-bans are it's the same as a pre-ban, and so is Pater now.
Yeah, we see the LDs, I guess these players have been abusing here in today's tournament. Now both finding their way into the pre-ban. The Seimei, I guess the Patter beat Seimei, as we saw right there. Patter did get that win against Seimei, as Pooh really didn't find any answer against the Seimei.
Oh, he's taking back the Venhan and deciding instead to take away his opponent's Dark Monkey King.
Yeah, does value Dark Monkey a bit more, or maybe doesn't value Dark Monkey as much as Benton, but just values taken away from Famicom.
I mean, the Dark Monkey is clearly a really difficult monster to play around, and he doesn't have his Pater anymore, too. I mean, the cleanse block was already a problem, but he'd rather have it on his side for a reason. Here comes the Water Inosuke again. His performance was slightly better than previous runs, actually.
It definitely was, and also did pretty decent damage with that skill too. Applying that defense break, but also good damage. You also saw Famicom now going back to his very safe and trusted comp here in that Sierra and the Water Monkey Shiho that he was utilizing against Pooh as well. And
Oh,
now
I was
I
just
feel
gonna
like,
say this is the Leo game.
yeah, this is the Leo game. Famicom is almost just baiting out these chakras as well as the Bara Inazukes, and then just, I mean, this is exactly what he drafted against Pooh. We'll see how Sphynx adapts to this, and he has a couple other LDs that Pooh may not have available that might do quite well here.
Yeah, and I currently I don't think there's a world where we really see this Dark Demon continue unless Famicom has some way to increase its cooldown time that he's going to draft here.
Yeah, I believe the Dark Demon is going to be banned out. I'm not sure if I'm the biggest fan of Eleanor here. There's a lot of multi-hits, so the glancing from the passive gets a lot less value, right? Because you really want that glancing against something like a Sonya and just absolutely RNG the Sonya out of the world and, get that glance. But if Bayek like glances one hit, like doesn't really matter. If Shio glances one time, doesn't really matter. Sierra Bombs don't really care about that either. So while it does have good uptime, the immunity, I mean, perfect uptime, but there's could be some awkward turns where you don't have that immunity, and it also is quite squishy in that human form.
Is okay, so I imagine the Dark Demon's getting banned out. Are you banning out the Gianna on the other side or the Ciara? What are you feeling?
I think,
Oh, you do ban the Leo.
it is not a Dark Demon ban. Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably gonna be the Leo ban. I know Sphynx and Pooh, they really don't like fighting against that Leo. They really value their chakras highly. So they, like to get that online by any means necessary. And now Famicom is definitely gonna be taking the turn one here. Hello.
Yeah, this could be a really interesting game. I tend to be more afraid of that the Ciara Gianna combo. They just work so well together. Let's see how it goes. We get one bomb on the Eleanor. Here comes the stuns. Critical error comes out. She gets almost everything she wants.
Yeah, doesn't get the demon there. Is he going to be going for silence on that demon here? Or does he just go full on damage? No, Rampage is going out. It's going out on this monkey. That skill 2 does so much damage. Just half health on the monkey right off the bat.
Bombs.
With that bomb, it's probably going to be confirming the kill.
Yeah, I think so. It could, and you can just leave it if you want. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't even technically have to detonate it. It's not actually as greedy as it seems either, because it's basically just extending the stun duration.
Well, I don't know. It's a little bit greedy because the Eleanor could have procced out and resist the bomb stun, or the Eleanor now has a chance to proc out of this bomb stun or resist the bomb stun. There's a lot of chances with the Eleanor to actually get the transformation off and
You're right.
then the skills. But now he's not going for the damage of the Eleanor. Oh, actually, well, no, Chakra could push back the Sierra. Let's get the pushback. Eleanor doesn't do it. Okay.
Dude, oh my gosh, Famicom is playing this so well. One way or another, you're right. There is some greed in there, but I would call it calculated risk, and it is coming up Famicom right now. Famicom's got this under control. He can confirm the kills one by one. Here comes all or nothing. Unfortunately for Famicom, Doesn't get any results from it though.
Yeah, that Dark Monkey is about to be back as this skill 2 is likely going to take out that CR. Dark Monkey is back and does still have all skills available as it has not taken a turn yet, and there are no reasons on Famicom's side.
Oh, it was pretty rough that the all or nothing came up on nothing.
Oh yeah, it definitely was that Shiho not getting the value that it got against Pooh. And now, wait, if the Shiho gets pushed back here, I think Dark Monkey might move. Oh my god, he gets stunned. Dark Monkey with the skill 3.
No, the Dark Monkey's getting the turn. Famicom lost control just as quickly as he got it. Oh no, look at this. If you're Famicom, you are sweating and screaming.
Oh, absolutely. And we see the brutal power of this Dark Demon. Now he's revived 2 monsters, and, you know, you still can't kill it. And it's just going to be taking out more monsters here. And Sphynx really just swung the pendulum in his favor with that Dark Demon.
Yeah, the Dark Demon was the way that he got it, but Shiho was kind of an accomplice, we'll say.
Yeah, Shiho definitely not helping Famicom's case here. Let's get the kill on the Chakra with that S1 from the bike, but this demon is looking to revive that Chakra here very, very soon, as well as does have skill 3 available, or skill 2 available here once again.
Yeah, this is why it's in the most banned. It's so hard to play against. Like, you know, you think you're navigating it, and then all of a sudden, this happens. You miss one thing, and then he gets the moment to revive. It was, the RNG was going both ways. Now, here's the real question. As a newcomer to the tournament, can Famicom not get too shaken up by that? You know, can he keep his wits about him here in this potentially last pick ban phase, as Sphynx is sitting at 2 points to his 0?
Yeah, Famicom has to make a reverse sweep here if he wants this legend title. And now he's pre-banning the Ventan once again. Once again, we're going back to the pre-bans of that game 1. Famicom may be willing to run it back, as that CR just barely died. And it did miss that bomb on that revive. So maybe if that bomb lands once again, he could have won that game 1.
Is this signaling that he wants the Dark Monkey King this time, since he's banning the Ventan, perhaps?
Most likely that's what we saw him do game 1, but no, he's actually has a Chakra, has a Wind Indra in his pocket as well, and now taking that away from Sphynx, as you know, it's been using that to great effect here, but that Dark Monkey is gone just as fast.
Yeah, this is clearly a tough matchup for these players because they share so many crucial monsters. It's so easy for them to just take whatever they want from each other, and it's obviously pretty disruptive. So let's see how Famicom answers this. We're already seeing him slow down in his picks compared to the last couple games here. The pressure is really on. We can see that he's getting down to the wire. He has to decide, or he's going to go to time, and he opts for Sekhmet. Oh, what a dude. Sekhmet has failed me multiple times today.
Oh man, if I'm in a time of need and I call for backup, I see Sekhmet come for backup, I'm calling for more backup. That is not the monster I want to see if I'm down 2-0 in a game and, you know, opponent sitting at a match
I'm
point.
sending her home. I'm sending her back home, dude.
Anyway, Famicom is placing full faith in this segment being able to land and going for a bit, you know, a bit more sustained with that Seimei here once again now.
Let's see the faith. He needs one more speed lead as well. He's only got 124 out there, potentially, unless it's a really suspiciously fast Sekhmet, which is not impossible. Looks like might be the case. He's banking on it.
Yeah, might not need a second speed lead here as Sphynx did slow down his draft, but Sphynx could just have a... Well, you kind of need a... He does have a double speed lead, so it kind of need a buff remover that also CC, so the only monster that really does that is Gianna, but that was taken away. So it doesn't really matter that Famicom only has one speed lead. There's now a Julianne on Sphynx side, which is going to be difficult for Famicom to take on. Maybe not, actually. He does have quite a bit of AoE damage, especially if that Chakra gets let through. He might drain all the HP from the team by hitting that Julianne.
True that. And if the Chakra gets through, or I'm sorry, excuse me, if the Chandra gets through with the Chakra, that means he's also going to have slows in combination. And slows are one of the few buffs that really have a lasting impact on Julianne. To keep him from getting to his turn so he can cleanse. Looks like Famicom's not as comfortable as we thought that he might be up against it, and he opts to ban it.
Yeah, you know, can't really go wrong with that, right? You saw the first 4 monsters, so you made your draft based on those first four monsters. So when in doubt, you can really just ban out last pick, right? You can't really go wrong with that. If you go wrong with, or if you know lose, then well, you're draft kind of sucked in the first place, right? Because like you already saw what the opponent was presenting, and that is a fast segment as it does take the turn one here.
Yeah, and he got it. The backup actually worked this time. So now Inosuke is going to open up the field, but there's no follow-up for it.
You'd love to see it, but how fast is Sphynx's Wind Monkey? It actually outsped everything else on Famicom's team. Outsped Gianna, outsped Chakra, outsped literally everything. Like this monkey, it does have incredible base speed as all monkeys do, but that is still a very fast monkey.
Yeah, it's a really fast family. Look at that. Not a lot of day miss crit though. Yeah, this is the failing here. Now that Sekhmet's reset the Dark Monkey King, there's not a lot to do now that the strips have gone out. So Chakra has got a moment here to make a big impact.
He does. Let's get that Thunder going, as well as probably the brandings, as well as the attack break, so it could be mitigating some damage, and then setting up for some bit more damage from that Chandra skill 3, as well as you said, the slows are going to be coming out, so this Chakra might start running laps around Sphynx's team here.
Dude, devastating. Slows are consistently one of the best debuffs in the game. That turn denial is so strong. You may not always notice it. And look at that. The Dark Monkey King, fortunate enough to proc out. Oh, doesn't get the hug. Whoa.
Yeah, that is quite a huge violent proc, getting out of that slow, but then missing the strip onto that Gianna, so that hug still stays, and Gianna is still somewhat protected. But also that Sekhmet is quite a nef this, as it lands a whole lot of debuffs. Every single debuff landed on this Dark Monkey.
Yeah, she's inspired by her sister for sure. What can Eleanor even do? She doesn't have skills.
Yeah, can transform here, but now you're putting up buffs on your team, so if this Gianna does manage to get a violent proc here, and there's no buffs, so she's guaranteed, well, not guaranteed, but quite guaranteed to get those stuns, and actually that is an interesting play, hitting the Gianna, so if the Chandra just revenges and kills him? What?
Was that a, I think it might have been a turn to time, because she auto-attacked into the dark unit, so she auto-attacked off to her natural enemy elements.
Yeah, I think that may have been a timeout from Sphynx. Yeah, that otherwise makes absolutely zero sense. She was already provoked anyway, so like stunning it doesn't even do anything. But with that, I think now Famicom is just going to be winning this game. I don't know if that caused him to win this game, as he likely would have got this Gianna to go off anyways. And probably would have been fine either way, but you know what? Sekhmet did her job and gets Famicom a point on the board.
She did. Dude, I had my doubt. Look at this. Right as we said that, she misses, by the way. Right as we said that, she missed the reset. But, like, you know, when it mattered, she showed up and she landed it for him. So now we're going into the next round. Sphynx still at match point, but Famicom showing that there is life here. All right, let's see. The Vend Hand. Is it going to stick this time? Everybody's reconsidering the Vend Hand. He's great, guys. Just lock it in.
Yeah, the Vend Hand, but now that leaves Famicom with the Dark Monkey. There's no Seimei on Famicom's side, so the Vend Hand, all those debuffs can't really be hard countered by that Seimei later on. But is Famicom not even taking the Dark Monkey here? Oh, he is.
Oh, he's taking the monkeys. Oh, we're in the jungle. Look at this. We got all the monkeys. Sphynx is doing a return to form. We saw this comp earlier, I think, actually.
Yeah, we got monkeys, we got hogs, we got druids. We are really in the depths of the jungle here now, and we'll see. Maybe even maybe the Wind Monkey makes an appearance here too. But Famicom likely going to be picking up some sort of speed leads here. But we see an Oliver from him now, not the Sierra, as well as that fast Light Twin Angels.
This would be a great opportunity for the Wind Monkey King as well. There's a lot of things to counterattack here if he wants to. And choosing... Oh, a Layla.
This is also quite strong from Sphynx. He has that very strong combination of the Patter as well as the Hagen. That's a lot of attack power that you're getting. Even if one of them gets let through, that's kind of a counter to the Light Twins. And then you also have the threat of outspeeding with the Water Inosuke into putting a debuff, which then gives attack power to Layla. So your Layla is going to be moving right after the Water Inosuke. That's a pretty nice combination that we've seen if some players utilize later in the season.
Really good point. I do think we're in a position where that Wind Nobar is... Oh, a force ban, I was going to say. I still think it should have been the ban. But we'll... I don't know. How do you get rid of that thing now? There's no defense break for Patter.
Yeah, well, there is defense break. The Water Inosuke does
Inosuke.
defense break. I'm personally one of like the biggest Aya haters. I don't really believe in this Wind Nobara here. Patter has heals, And the Patter has some decent damage also with just the turn cycling from Layla, the slows. But that is definitely a good ban from Famicom onto the Fire Indra as it gets rid of the pushback. So maybe the Nobara does do enough here. It also comes down to the fact that whether or not she gets final procs.
It's a really good point. It's going to come down to that, right? Does she proc to stack on the damage and to cycle out a defense break as well? Because that's the biggest factor here. If the Water Inosuke can land the defense break, that does open up a pathway for the Patter to just take it out early.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Does he go for it right away? He might go for it right away here. The defense break, nope, goes on the Dark Monkey here instead. And as we see there, the defense break is now a debuff, so Layla gains the attack bar, moving in front of the Water Monkey, and does get a silence on that monkey. But since he put, oh my goodness, he put that debuff on the Dark Monkey, that means you cannot silence it with Layla, but let's get that proc, or just get all the bar from that skill too, and just manage to stun it.
Oh, and actually, this is a great moment too, because the Aya, the Wind Nobara, has a slow on her. So if you don't touch that unit for a little while, Sphynx can stabilize here.
I definitely can. That's why I think the Patter is just enough to counter the Aya here. It also does provide that immunity, which prevents the Aya from getting the provokes out. That, you know, draws, probably put some debuffs and stuff like that. But with that immunity, I think the Patter is going to be sufficient to counter this Aya here. And it's not going to be able to do the 1v4 as the rest of Famicom's team is looking kind of dead.
Yeah, definitely. There's not a lot that they can really contribute right now. And just look at how little bar the Aya is gaining. Like, this is definitely a very good sequence of events for Sphynx.
Oh man, this Layla stuns are going quite well as well. Just getting another stun on the monkey. No monkey business happening here as they are being fully locked down. Hagen could go for a skill 2 here. Oh my goodness, but he can just get another. There's this full AoE stun from single hit despairs.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, wasn't quite enough, so he can try again. That proc was almost just like rounding up for him right now.
Yeah, definitely. Now there's no immunity though. So here's the chance. Has to get the provoke on this Layla. It's imperative.
Oh,
and does actually get
yes.
the provoke. There's a chance here.
This is...
Oh my god.
Now this is looking pretty dicey for Sphynx because Famicom, those provokes landed really well.
But Sphynx is getting quite fortunate here. There's a lot of despair stuns coming out. Like the monkeys are being fully controlled. But with this AoE damage here, everything's actually put at 1 HP pretty much. And there's a debuff. But there's a stun. So that means the Aya won't be getting a turn. Is Layla now not getting the stuns though?
So now you just use all your skills because 1% is the same as whatever. You just gotta hope for it. They're gonna start dropping one by one. The heals go down. Oh, the Shiho stays alive. Oh, he has to sink one more turn into it.
I think that was a slight misplay. I think the kill was actually on the Heigang and not the Patter with that Aya. Aya took, because I think the Shiho would have moved in front of the Patter, but we saw that the Heigang was moving next. Shiho could have taken another one of them. I don't think it's gonna matter here, right? Because this thing has to. It would have to stun. Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
And
Either
I think
way.
Aya can just kill with skill 2 as well.
Yeah, the Aya actually did do enough here. And
Yeah, no
we're going to
pushback.
game 5, Evan.
We're going to game 5, baby. Let's go. We're going to a game 5 of the finals. Here we go. This is yeah, that was a really well done ban from Famicom too, because here we go, guys. No matter what, this is the last game of the night. By the end of this, we will have our new legend for season 35 of RTA. Let's see how this goes. Will it be Sphynx or will it be the newcomer Famicom?
And at least one of the players is really taking their time with this pre-ban here. We're already ran the clock down 30 seconds. What do you want to pre-ban here? You know, the Dark Monkey, maybe the Venton, things like that. The Patter is probably no, it's going to be a Venton that Famicom is banning on. Maybe he's comfortable now fighting that Patter.
Yeah. All right, let's see. These have been good games. These have been good games so far.
Absolutely, we see Sphynx going with that Water Monkey pre-ban and Famicom now taking away that chakra. Really, has really been what turned the tide here, so to say. Famicom lost the first 2 games against the chakra. In game 3, he stole the chakra. In game 4, he pre-banned the chakra. And now in game 5, he's once again going into that same draft of game 3. And the Sekhmet is making a return.
Dude, the Sekhmet. The backup. The backup no one wanted. But honestly, She's 1 for 2 for Famicom. She missed the second one, but she got the one that mattered. So let's see.
Yeah, she definitely didn't. Sekma, I mean, she is an incredible monster, right? It's just only that at the time you miss with Sekme, it just hurts so bad. Because a lot of times, I mean, you ruin her on Swift. You ruin her to go first to get that first turn reset. So if you miss that, you're such a disadvantage. So it feels like you just instantly lose the game about 27% of the time that skill 3 misses. So,
Oh, and the Dark Demon's coming back, Topa.
oh,
Oh
but
my
it's
God.
on the different side.
Yeah, on a different side, we are seeing sparks flying in this last game.
Oh yeah, Famicom. I did not know he had this monster in his arsenal, but he has that Dark Demon. There are no resets on Sphynx side, and Sphynx seems quite stumbled by this as well, as he's now running the clock down. Goes for the AoE monster. No, takes it back. Goes for, well, a different AoE monster here in the Layla, but probably has to ban the Dark Demon here as there are no resets present.
Yeah, now it's really a force ban. We can't get dicey with this, though. I suppose Sphynx knows it, right? Because he's been in this position, but mirrored tonight.
Yeah, Sphynx is also a Dark Demon user. He knows the brutal power of that Beelzebub right there, and just, doesn't want anything to do with it gets banned out. And we see the Layla, the last pick of Sphynx, getting banned as well. As we go into the final game, Game 5. After this, we will have a champion.
Yeah, we will, guys. Here we go. We'll
Oh
see
no!
She misses. Oh my God.
There
Send her
it
home, bro.
is.
I'm
Oh,
benching that unit.
okay. Megumi does also miss, so Chakra is not stunned, but it doesn't really matter. What matters is does the pig miss here. He doesn't miss anything.
Oh
Dark
my
Monkey
God.
is coming.
For the first time this Legend tournament, he has a 100% performance. The Water and Osuke did great. Sekhmet, however, is going in the trash.
Man, that is so heartbreaking for Famicom. He made it all the way back to a game 5 here, just for Sekhmet to miss here. And that is so much damage coming out with the S. Patter's probably just going to drop the S2 here on that Chakra. That Chakra might just die from that.
Yeah, honestly,
Annabelle
this
proc.
should be...
Annabelle has to proc. Oh my god. Wait,
Oh, yeah.
Annabelle's juice up. She's at 27%. She doesn't get the proc.
Oh, she didn't do it! Dude, Famicom's team is slacking on the numbers this time. But, wow.
Yeah, he had a chance there. The pattern was not quite enough. Even with the Violent proc, the skill one was not enough to take out the Chakra. But the Annabelle did not get the proc, even at 27%. And I mean, this is
God, yeah.
this is so heartbreaking for Famicom here.
We had Piano in chat say relying on Sekhmet on a do or die game. That's what I'm saying, dude. I think Sekhmet's too dicey for stuff like this. She's not up to the task.
Yeah, she did it once, but I guess she fumbled under the pressure here, as Famicom is not giving up yet. Does have, a lot of slows here. Now with the defense break as well. Does get the double violent proc now. It's probably too little too late. But Annabelle could go crazy with the sleeps. Doesn't do it though.
Yeah, the Fire Megumi's going to have a hard time making anything happen here. He's hacking off element, but he can at least cycle out of the slow for himself. But he is pretty much unnecessary at this point. All you need is a defense break setup and patter to close it out.
Yeah, you don't need much at this point if you're in Sphynx position. But Famicom, he's not giving up. He does have a slight chance here. There's a chance, albeit very, very small. And now just get the revenge there as well. Annabelle does have heals available. If she can get a proc every turn, pretty much, there is a chance. But patter immunity is coming.
Actually, yeah, now it's true. And, this is going to be a bit of a setback for him. But it's just a matter of time until they cycle out of the immunity. So let's see.
Oh man, the Megumi getting the defense break as well. I think that might be the end of Chandra. No, the Annabelle actually does cut in here. Annabelle will be able to get a heal on that Chandra, keeping him in the match a bit longer. But no violent procs coming out of this Annabelle. It really needs to get those procs.
It does, dude. That Dark Monkey can get really low too. It's gonna fall sooner or later here to the Chandra. Yeah, this is it.
The proc to kill the Dark Monkey. That's the biggest source of defense break on Sphynx side. Although this Megumi has been, oh my god, it's so consistent with the defense breaks.
Chat, wait a minute. There's
Defense broke again.
he's gonna go down.
Annabelle against the world.
It's Annabelle against the world, dude. Weirdly enough, there's still game to be had, which is crazy. She could res this. She's 100% res, right? Okay.
Yeah, well, but he's also 100% accuracy on that pig right there. Now, with the defense break is coming out, does not get the proc out of the defense break. Can the Megumi stun her? Oh my
No
goodness.
way. No way. The Megami
Oh
coming in
my
clutch.
God,
And
the
the
proc.
proc into the wild blow. Is this the one that's going to get him the legend title again? It's close.
No. Oh.
Oh, she needs one sleep. She needs one.
So here you actually cannot hit the Megumi, because if you kill, you don't sleep. So you have to hit the pig, which is the right play right there. But you don't get the sleep, you don't get rewarded. And no Christmas miracle here today for Famicom. He does not get the animal solo, and Sphynx